This is one of the old throwback titles. Alexander, the big puncher. Don't go and make a copy now in the blue and white striped trunks. Pizzamiglio, his second bid for this title, having been stopped in 8 by Mamadou Thiam, bull-like fighter in 8 rounds. Thiam's given up the title, it's vacant. These two going for it tonight. Good left hand, feels the power for the first time, Pizzamiglio. Alexander's been sparring for this with Colin Dunn, the top lightweight, and also he's even had heavyweights in there, so a full range of sparring experiences to get him ready for the power and indeed the speed part of his work. Pizzamiglio was Italian champion, a good one too, and made 4 defences. His record is not that of any kind of mug. He's usually got a pretty good jab. And there it is, as if to underline the point. Alexander, who said in the past, I hate runners. I'm not sure Pizzamiglio is going to be that exactly.
No, not really a runner, but this box on the back foot, you can see him leaning away. Alexander will be looking to step in behind his jab.
Well, he just slipped there. That's not a knockdown. Just lost his footing, Pizzamiglio, who comes from Piacenza. Alexander having some successes with these left hooks. He's naturally heavy-handed. 14 of his 17 wins have come inside schedule. Sometimes there's been the suggestion he might be a bit brittle himself, but he didn't look it that night against Harry Simon when he went in at short notice for the world title. Got beaten in 5, but it was a really good effort, wasn't it, that night?
Yes, that was a good effort from Alexander. I think he's learned from that. And, you know, he's looking good here. Got Pizzamiglio on the back foot.
Putting with the right hand, Pizzamiglio tried to turn him. He's landed with some quite heavy shots in this round. Pizzamiglio's looked a bit disorganised, but he's taken them. He seemed to do a little silly dance once or twice. But the fact is, Alexander hasn't really proved himself above domestic level as yet, and Pizzamiglio hasn't proved himself above good Italian domestic level. But the bookmakers had Alexander a 10-to-1 on favourite this morning. He goes for the left hook, lands with it again. He had Pizzamiglio a little bit all over the place more than once in the opening round. Wayne Alexander, who's been boxing since he was 11, inspired by watching the Hagler-Hearns Classic in 1985.
Yeah, and just good pressure there. The left hook right at the end of the round, doing most of the damage for Alexander.
Here's round 2. Pizzamiglio looked a shade disorganised in that first round. Now, how much has he got to offer? Can he cope with Alexander's power? It's a bigger question mark now than it was at the beginning. He's trying to line up his attacks, Alexander, behind the jab, but you get the feeling all the time that he's bursting to let go with another big hook.
Yes, he is, but it's good. You know, he's trying to be controlled. He's trying to get the rhythm, use that jab, and then just wait for the right opportunity to let the right hand and the left hook go.
It's that left hook again. Pizzamiglio didn't really land flush. Body shot this time from Alexander. The Italian wants to hold on. These are difficult moments for him in these first 2 rounds. Alexander might be encouraged. He's never been beyond 8 rounds, mind you, in his career, Wayne Alexander. Pizzamiglio, all 4 of his defeats have come by stoppage, which may encourage the big Alexander fan club in attendance here tonight. Works nicely with the jab. He's trying to circle away from that left hook. Alexander hits him with a right to the body. Into the head. Looks a bit open, doesn't he, Pizzamiglio? Gloves down at times.
Yes, he does. He looks a little bit in awe of Alexander. Alexander's hurt him with a couple of these shots, and Alexander just going about his work nicely, just bringing down the guard, you know, working the head and body, just making Pizzamiglio think about it.
Pizzamiglio with only 9 stoppages in his 31 fights. Tells its own story. Comparatively, he's got pea shooter power.
Paolo.
Can't miss with that jab, mind you, can he, the Italian?
Well, that's the biggest problem for Alexander so far, just get on the way of that jab as he tries to line Pizzamiglio up for his own bigger shots.
Just finding the Italian a little awkward. Bit of blood from Alexander's nose from those jabs, but his round again. Well, he's finding it hard to land cleanly, but he's doing all the work that matters so far. Britain's Wayne Alexander. Now, the referee tonight is an interesting character, Daniel van der Wieler, who was in charge the night that Hasim Rahman knocked out Lennox Lewis in South Africa. Round 3, strike trunks of Croydon's Wayne Alexander, the former builders labourer and ABA champion 8 years ago. Just going southpaw for a moment, Alexander. Interesting. Now he's switching back again, thought better of it. He has done a bit of switch hitting, I've noticed in the past. I know Jimmy Tibbs' trainer has been very pleased with his preparation for this. He says he's not usually a very good gym fighter, but he's looked good in the build-up to this one. Gets him with the right hand again. Pizzamiglio, tricky, ducking, diving, and getting himself quite cleverly out of trouble. He's making Alexander miss a lot, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Alexander maybe trying just that little bit too hard, just needs to loosen up with his hooks, looking for the big one a bit too much.
And we do have to take Alexander's stamina on trust a bit. It's not his fault he's been blasting everybody out early. Maybe Pizzamiglio will be thinking if he can just hang in there for a bit, things may come back to him. He's just presenting 1 or 2 style problems here for Alexander. He's having to chase him around the ring. Now he's got him in the corner, but the Italian gets out again.
But he's very much on the run, Pizzamiglio. Alexander just walking forward.
And he slips in exactly the same point. Did somebody spill a cup of tea or something over there earlier on in the night? To watch that, somebody needs to put something on that spot. Pizzamiglio's fallen there twice. And he's working okay with the jab in this round, Alexander. Just getting a bit marked up, the Italian's face. Underneath the left eye, notably. And there's blood, remember, from Alexander's nose. Started in the last one. There might be a bit from his mouth as well. Oh, right hand. And this time Pizzamiglio goes down. Big shot. He was up quite quickly, but his legs look very unsteady. There's only a few seconds left in the 3rd round. But it might be enough for Alexander if he can find more shots here. Body, left hook. The bell's coming any moment here. Pizzamiglio survives on instinct alone. A towel was thrown in by the corner, but it came, I think, after the bell. Jimmy Tibbs climbs in the ring. He thinks it's over, or was there a bell in there? Mass confusion. Alex